In this video, we'll be discussing Visa's CEDP program and how you can ensure the best interchange qualification by utilizing PayTrace. The agenda for this video is to cover a high-level overview of Visa CEDP and a timeline of their releases. From there, we'll get into a demo with PayTrace to show some of the new features that we've rolled out to ensure compliance with Visa's new CEDP program. And lastly, we'll get into some next steps on what you can do if you are a PayTrace user to make sure that your account is set up properly so that you get the best rate qualifications. So let's talk a little bit about Visa CEDP. CEDP stands for Commercial Enhanced Data Program. And this was announced in 2024 with the idea of getting better data via level 3 processing. Visa wants to ensure that the data is accurate, that there's no fraudulent activity occurring, and utilizing machine learning, they're going to essentially verify and validate that all of the information that's being sent into their systems is correct. So with that said, there's going to be some changes to how level 3 processing works. One of the big things is that level 2 is going to be eliminated. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that all of the cards that would qualify for level 2 are not going to qualify for any better rates. In fact, those are essentially going to be shifted into this expansion of level 3. So now those cards do have the ability to still qualify for those lower interchange rates, but more data is going to be needed to be provided on those transactions. Now, let's cover a little bit of what's occurring and what's to be expected in the future. So as of April 2025, Visa started tracking the data that's hitting the system. Essentially, they're starting this verification process, making sure that businesses and merchants that are processing level 3 transactions and sending in the data is sending in correct and accurate information. Now, like I said before, they're utilizing machine learning basically to make sure that people aren't just putting in dummy data. They're not just typing in a couple letters so that something's being sent through. It's verifying that this is real information. So starting in April, they are starting to verify that merchants are doing this. Now, when I say verify, it doesn't mean that you need to reach out to Visa and say, hey, I want to be verified for CEDP. No, as long as you are sending in the level 3 data, that you're utilizing PayTrace, this is going to just verify you just by sending in that level 3 transaction. Now, from there, starting in October, this new level 3 rate program will start to apply. There are going to be some changes in the interchange rates. If you are curious on what that looks like, you can connect with your merchant service provider, and they can outline what those rates may look like. But these new rate programs will roll out. Now, merchants that are verified will immediately start to get the benefit of that. If a merchant is not verified and they attempt to send in level 3 data, there will be a lag in qualification, and Visa will retroactively adjust it once they do verify that the information was correct and accurate. So if you have questions on that lag process, again, you can contact your processor, your merchant services provider, to discuss more what that looks like. Now, it won't be until April of 2026 that level 2 will officially go away for Visa. So there is still going to be a kind of a stopgap between then, but those bins for level 2 credit cards are going to shift over to become level 3 eligible. Now, to kind of compare timelines, PayTrace has its own timeline of releases, and we've actually started rolling this out. You will see that we now have a new product feature that's going to help support this new data requirement from Visa to make it as simple as possible for you to submit that information in a very frictionless manner. So we'll get into a demo of that here in a moment. We're rolling this out now, even though the rates don't change in August, because we want to make sure that, the rates don't change until October, because we want to ensure that all of the information is being passed on early so that our users can become verified so there's no sort of rate disruption come October of 2025. Now, if you have some more questions We have a lot of information about Visa CEDP, some frequently asked questions, some blogs, documentation. We've got a lot of links here. You can look at this in the description of our YouTube video for access to all of these different resources if you want to do a little bit more learning. Now, with that said, I mentioned that we do have a new feature called the PayTrace Product List, which is goal is to make it as easy as possible for you to send in that data to Visa without disruption to your credit card processing, so that Visa gets good information and that you can still achieve those rates. So let's go ahead and hop into our account and see what this looks like. I'm going to go up to paytrace.com, sign in, username and password. And from here, once we're logged in, I'm actually going to go to this account drop-down menu, and we'll have this new feature here called enhanced data. On this new menu, you'll see the ability to set up your new product lists. So there's a couple things that we want to do to begin. First off, we want to put in our company's tax ID, right? This is a static number. Our tax ID isn't going to be changing, so we only have to set this up once, and it's good to go. And then whether or not we are tax exempt or right, we charge tax on our products and services. From there, we're going to start building out our product list. Now, your business might sell, one product, 5 products, right? Small amount. You might sell many products. The goal here is to one time enter in all of our product SKUs to ensure that when we're processing these transactions, we can apply these to the total amount. So you'll see in here, I have a lot of products already added. Let's go ahead and add just one more. And this is going to be some golf balls. I'm going to go ahead and put a product code, commodity code, unit of measure. I sell golf balls in packs, so we'll do pack, singular pack, and each of my packs of golf balls, let's say, costs $5. All right, once that looks good, I'll save this new product item. That will update my list, my newest one at the very bottom. And the last thing that I want to do once I've entered in all of my products is I want to prioritize these. And what this is going to do by prioritizing them is when we process a transaction, instead of going in and manually entering in a bunch of data on every single transaction, what PayTrace is going to do is it's going to use our business logic, our back-end algorithm to figure out, well, what were these products that we sold based on the prioritization and the amount of each product. So if I sell a lot of golf balls, it's my most popular product, that should be at the top, so that a majority of my transactions might include golf balls. Again, we want to make sure that we're entering in as accurate of information as we can so that we can send in the correct data to Visa. Once our products are in, our prioritization is set. We're going to save enhanced data. We'll get a green box notifying us that that was all good to go. And now when you process those level 3 eligible cards, PayTrace is going to go ahead and send in the product information without any additional friction, without any additional steps. So, like I said, set it up once. If you need to make edits as your business evolves, you can definitely do that, but we want to make this as simple as possible. Now, we do get a lot of FAQs. I definitely want to refer you to the FAQ link that's in the description, but just to address a couple of them on this video. Number one, are there any actions that you as a merchant need to take to enroll in CEDP? The answer to that is no. As long as you are just sending in this level 3 information, if you set up your product list within PayTrace, you should become verified as long as everything looks correct. Number two, does the new CEDP program also apply to MasterCard transactions? The answer is no. So CEDP is a Visa, it's a Visa program, right? This is not something that MasterCard has introduced. This is Visa only. However, with that said, because of this new product list feature and the ability to create more accurate data sets for the card brands, we are going to apply the same information to MasterCard transactions as well, which will only ensure that you receive the best qualification possible. Now, let's say you're not using PayTrace's user interface, or UI, and you're using some type of API or an integration to process your transactions. What do you need to do for that? We still recommend that you set up a product list, even if you are using an API. Again, we're still going to be able to send out and do these algorithms in the back end for all this data. So even if you don't use PayTraces, you don't log in directly to us, still recommend taking a couple minutes, set up your product list, and get that locked in, right? This will apply to every eligible level 3 transaction. Now, we do also have an API user guide, so if you do need to adjust your integration or edit it to include some of this level 3 fields, definitely check out our API user guide. We have a quick reference guide for that. And lastly, why should you set this up today, right? If rates aren't going to be changing, or maybe they have changed, we want to get all of our accounts verified as soon as possible. It's not a very heavy lift, but it can make a huge impact to your financials at the end of this. So again, set it up once, set it up early, and make sure that everything's looking good. So with that said, some next steps. Number one, set up your product list. Log into your PayTrace account. Go to that account drop-down menu, select Enhanced Data, and start plugging in some products, right? Put in your merchant tax ID, whether or not you're tax exempt, and then go from there. From there, definitely check out some of the links in this description. We've got a lot of really good information. You can also connect with us, contact your merchant service provider, your processor, whoever you use for your credit card processing, right? They'll be able to provide you some more information. And then lastly, definitely provide some feedback. We'd love to hear from you, what you think of these new features, how we can improve, what goes well, and definitely let us know your thoughts and opinions. We want to make sure that we are creating the best experience for you. So definitely reach out with any sort of feedback. So with that said, if you do have any questions for the PayTrace team, definitely reach out to our client support at support@paytrace.com, or just give us a call at 888-806-6545. Thank you for checking out this video, and take care.